Good afternoon. This is our 3 p.m. and we are at the time to share our knowledge. And we always try to give the best we know to you. And I hope that you enjoy this session. In the past, we have done many of these grand um, list of acknowledgement for our people. As you know that as a small business, we are always looking out for you to see what is free, what is coming up. So we have compiled the most recent grants, free money for you in this session. So we hope that you enjoy it. Let's get going. While we are going through this, I also going to show you the website. So I won't leave you alone and you will see what we have here. And about myself, folks, and my name is Ying Sa. I am the managing partner for Community CPA. Community CPA is a regional CPA firm. We're in Iowa, we're in Minnesota, we're in California, and we're looking at expanding our footprint to Wisconsin and Texas. So with that said, this is the firm that is growing with our client. We have more than 10,000 clients and we have 27 years history behind us and 10 languages we're speaking in our firm. So we're not an Asian firm, we're not Latino firm, we're not Caucasian firm. We are a firm for you, and it doesn't matter which path you come from, and we are inclusive. We're the United Nations in professional company format. And we have in our firm, and we have credentials where I have served on the federal advisory committee to IRS, and I have also written 2 books. One is Appointment with Ying at 8 a.m. that is starting up a business. I also already published this year the new book called Appointment with Ying at 10 a.m. I have 2 p.m., 6 p.m. to write, and the 2 p.m. is about merger and acquisition, and the 6 p.m. is about retiring from your business. So those 4 books are really, you know, marked the process of a business. You start, you grow, you expand, and you retire. So that is our second book, Growing Your Business. I really hope that you go on Amazon and get my book and read it. This is a story of my clients and also a story of us, story of Community CPA. We're just not a firm that went out by other firms and become a firm. We organically grow to today. So I want you to see our footprint and knowing that you can do it too. All right, no responsibility disclaimer as usual, just because it's a free service, knowledge sharing, we have done good job to make sure that our content is accurate. And but again, in our industry, the reason Community CPA exists is because the knowledge doesn't stay still. They actually improves, moves, and the situation happens, and our knowledge will be changed. So the old slides, the old information may not be right. I do have one time I received a call from a YouTuber, and who told me that Ying, you said it wrong. It's not like that. And of course, I realized that he was watching my very old videos. At that time, the rules regulation was different. So with that said, I want you to take responsibility for what you learn. But today, what you need to do is when you see a slide that's really helpful for you, and it just snap a picture of that. And then you can use the URL on the slide and to search for that website. I will also show you the website. Okay, let's get going. Is there free money available? The answer is yes, but there is a big but behind it. So I want to say to you that if you ask me, oh, Ying, when you were doing community CPA, did you get a free money? My answer is no, I did not get free money. But because I didn't have a free money, because I also did not borrow money, so the growth of community CPA is very slow. And we're in business for 27 years, and we just got to the size we are. And I guess if I am an entrepreneur that really knows how to utilize the free money and utilize the loan and expand, leverage things like that, maybe I can grow a lot bigger, right? I don't know because I operate based on my own philosophy. So for my clients, what I offer you a lot of time is maybe on the conservative side. I am definitely not operating like President Trump does and do big valuation, then get big dollars, big loans, and things like that. It's just not in my nature because it is not in my nature. So it is not something I preach for you. And I think when you work with community CPA, we are pretty solid in terms of what your growth plan would be. I mean, free money, yes, we want to tell you that it takes time to research and apply for these free money. So are they free? They're not free because you are the ones spending time and energy on that. So just be aware free money is, depends on who is talking, right? Who is talking about free. Grants are very competitive. So even if you wrote a really good, compelling stories, you may not get it. So, you just have to be prepared for that. And some of the grants also have administrative fees or they ask you to pay membership. There's different ways that you spend money. So free or not free, it is really a big but, right? And so you want to make a good judgment on that. And also, most of the grants you receive is taxable. When I say taxable is when you file your taxes for your private organization, your private company, you need to list the grants as other income, so you pay income tax on it. All right, and some of them will send you the 1099, but if they don't send that to you, you know that most of the grants are taxable, and some opportunities provide technical support and training in kind services in addition to the money, and I want you to value that too. And especially if it is some big shot going to come in to, do mentorship for you. Mentorship is so important. I literally have clients hire me just to be mentoring, just to go talk to them once a month. So I don't prepare anything. I just have my experience with me. I'm older. So when I talk to 30 years old entrepreneurs, I know I can offer them 20 years worth of experience. So that is important. A lot of that is not in the book, but in my book, that is there because I wrote about my experience. That is why I'm writing the third book right now. I didn't write the third book 20 years ago because I don't have that experience. But now I have more of the experiences on the expansion of the business because community CPA has expanded. We expanded geographically. We expanded by making our name known through YouTube channel and the 3 webinars like this one you are attending. You obviously know us now. So it's really, we expanded what I call it more organically, but there is other people who does expansion, acquire, merger and acquisition. And I think community CPA is ready for that. So I haven't really done a big one for myself. So I want to do a big one and then write that in the book so we learn. And so with that said, and I will lead you to what we prepared for you on the grant side and make sure you know that it is free, but there's a lot of considerations behind it. So let's get going. So the first one we want to talk about is federal money. The federal money is the money that given by the federal government. And so there, obviously, when you get federal money, and automatically you should think about compliance review. The federal government would come back in, goes, "Did you spend the money the way I wanted?" And so those are the things. And it is not a small joke. I had one client so many years ago when I was still young, when I was working on his book, and later on, he was actually charged with inappropriate use of the federal fund. I don't even know what that is, but because I didn't really work on that part of his business because I was really new to the business, so I don't think clients at that time had really give me that responsibility. So I don't know what is in detail, but he went in jail for a year. So with that said, right, you misusing federal money is a big deal. Like George Santos misused the campaign money, that is a consequences. So federal dollars means seriously federal responsibility and a federal prison, and if you don't do it right. So let's look at what they have. And small business innovation research and small business technology transfer programs. So this is also known as America Seed Fund, and it is the largest, is our country's largest source of early stage high risk funding for startup a small business. I actually, when I read this and I'm thinking about one of my clients who invented a new method of energy generation, those are the things you need to look at this kind of grants because they stimulate technology innovation, use small business to meet federal R&D needs. So federal government carved out R&D funding. So they want to make small business to go onto it, not just large companies. So they have this program that made available. And be on the lookout for 2024 road tour. There's a road tour organized by the SBA, so you can be in contact with the agency, right? And to be eligible, the small business must be American owned. So that means you must be a resident of US and organized as a for-profit entity. So not those non-profit United Way and people like that. It has to be a company that meant to make money and have less than 500 employees. Oh yes, one of my clients, I'm thinking about you. You qualify for this, so make sure that you go for that, right? So I want to show you what is look like on the website. So let's go in there. Just a little insert. This is our website, folks. You can make appointment right here with us, okay? And this is our YouTube channel. Everything we talk about will come back here. And if you don't have time today, you can listen to me later. So this is the one. This is the one I was talking about. The with the small business innovation research and the small business technology transfer program. And in here, I know when you go to the URL we give you, and you will end up in this screen, but I want you to go into this link so you can see this is America Seed Fund. This is the one I was talking about. Then they're talking about how it works. Look, you need to have a proof of concept. That's really important. So a lot of time, if you're innovating something, you need to have a protocol, as small as it can, but it need to prove it works. Then the technology development, and this is the funding available. They would fund you commercialization. You see how they are, our government, I'm telling you, it is really trying to bring advanced technology into everyday life. So if you invented something, and don't be shy because you need to be here. And so this is the one that I show you. And make sure you come into America Seed Funds. And this is the new website they developed. And make sure you see they already funded each year 4 billion. Okay, the money you ask is little, is not a lot, so they can make that happen for you. So the number 2 for the federal grants, let's look at our number 2. I might have to redo my slides each time. Hopefully not. So the number 2 is USDA Higher Blends Infrastructure Incentive Program. So this is SUSDA. So it's another government program. And this one, I'll say that maybe have a little less use for my client, but this is the, what they're trying to do is they're trying to promote higher blends of ethanol and such as E15 and biodiesel. If you go on the gas station, you know how you have this sticker says, ethanol blended gas. So they are trying to increase the blend of the ethanol. So they put away $90 million made available each quarter for this grant. So award to successful applicants will be in form of a cost sharing grants for up to 75% of total eligible project costs. So if your project costs 50 million, 75% can be paid by this program, but not to exceed 5 million, whatever is less. So maximum 5 million. So I just want you to know that there is a USDA grant for that. There is a URL we give you. And actually, if you look, and I have that pull up right here. So this is a higher blend infrastructure incentive program. So with that, and you can see they open on July 1st, 2023. So they tell you the cutoff due days, December 31st, 2023 is another cutoff, and they explain the grant to you. So what I really want you to kind of learn is that those are availability and you want to assess it, and then you can write your own grant or even hire someone to write it if you felt like the possibility is there. So the next one is rural micro entrepreneur assistance program. So let me show you the website first. So it's right here. So this is the one that we pull up. It says that rural micro entrepreneur assistance program. So there is a deadline for that, and it says what does this program do? It provides loans and grants to micro enterprise development organization to help micro enterprises start up and grow through a rural microloan revolving funds. So provide training technical assistance to the microloan borrowers and micro entrepreneurs. And it is, the people who can apply, eligible to apply, are nonprofit. You see that? So if you actually have a nonprofit and you are doing these kind of, micro loans, then you are a good candidate to really apply for that. So let's go back to my slides. I hope my slide stays for you folks. Oh no, it did not stay. So I know everyone is getting used to the fact that we deal with technology, but I should have been more prepared for that. And I just want you to forgive me. So here it provides loans and grants to micro enterprise development organizations. So they have this MDOs, and this is particular definition. If you are a nonprofit, I would encourage you to go to search your nonprofit, whether you are falling into this category of eligibility, right? So the next one is SBA 8A Business Development Program, and this is not a grant for free, but it does help you. So if you see my slide with the URL on the bottom, and you can snap a screenshot on this one, then go on to look for it. This program is created to help companies owned and controlled by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. So it says that if the business owner, at least 51% of the business is controlled by US citizens who are socially, economically disadvantaged. You hear me saying US citizens. It is not for residents. So US residents for tax purposes, as an individual who lived in the country for 186 days with an income from US. So that people could qualify for that easily, even for a visitor visa. Does that make sense? So, but this one is really controlled. It is owned and controlled by US citizens. So clearly written. So you do have to be a citizen and have a personal net worth of 850,000 or less. AGI 400,000 or less. So that is important. So if you want to take advantage of this program, and the government will give you funding and help you to fund your program with low interest rate, then you cannot be having AGI tax return. When they ask you for 4 years, 3 years tax return, and you have your AGI over 400,000, then that disqualifies you. So you want to know where you are first before you do that, okay? And the next one, so what I will do, folks, I will go through the slides and I come back to you and to explain the URL. So that way we don't keep on going back to my slides. So the next grant is the local government money. And we have one here, which is California. California has this guaranteed program, which is very useful, folks. And I want to tell you. And if you are looking for loans, the bank denied you. And you could go to this program. URL is right there. It's ibank.ca.gov. And you can go there and to have access to the capital by them guaranteeing 80% of the loan you borrowed from lender. So they don't underwrite the loan, but they knew that, let's say if you did a loan with a bank, they say no, it's just too high risk and you're not qualifying. And then you can go to ibank.ca.gov and to apply for this guaranteed program. And what happened is they will work with the bank, say, hey, you can loan this money out because if the loan fails, we pay you 80% of the we pay all of the loans for you, 80% are outstanding. So your loss is minimized, your risk is minimized. So the bank is more willing to work with you. So just keep that in mind. This is what we have for local government. Then, of course, we have this private sector funding. When I say private sector funding, I mean the money is coming out of private companies and or nonprofit. So these are not government money. And even if the government maybe funded the nonprofit, then they pass through the money to you, but you are answering to the nonprofit. You're not answering to the federal government. So that's a big difference in terms of whether you're funded by the government or not. So if you're funded by nonprofit, you're not funded by the government. So the nonprofit will tell you what to provide to them. And with that said, we had a few in here. So one of them is Amber Grants for Women. This has been on our slides for the last many times, maybe a year. And every time we talk about private grants and we bring this one up, they ask for application fee, right? This is like in the very beginning, I was telling you some of them asking for admin fee. So I have been on this grant talk for folks for, at least 3-4 years. I have not heard anyone yet telling me they got the award from Amber Grant. So I encourage you to tell me if you got it, because that is how we can verify our sources to see whether it is actually legit or they are really doing that or not. So this is Amber Grants, and you can see that they support women entrepreneurs. So as long as you're women entrepreneurs and you qualify for that, they're giving away 10,000 every month. Then at the year end, they will select a year end grant for one success one winners on the monthly basis. So that particular winner would get 35,000. Makes sense? So the marketing grants has 2 winners per year. The nonprofit grants has 10,000 winner each quarter. Then $15 application fee. So look into that. I will show you the URL once I finish the rest of the private grants. Okay. Black Business Support Fund. Obviously, as the name suggests, free business internet. That's what they're going. It's in kind. So the funds will give to the Black business owner first come, first serve. You must be a new or current small business customer within their service area. So this is their service area they listed, right? And the taxes is included. And I didn't see California, Minnesota is included. So 25 or fewer employees, that's their requirement. And URL is right here underneath there for you. And then the next one is National Association for the Self-Employed Growth Fund. That must be a member. National Association for Self-Employed, obviously I myself, I'm not a member, but they have been putting out this award for a long time. And, just by thinking that this is a membership organization, if you are self-employed, you will draw value out of that part, out of that membership. I always say that in business is actually a very lonely game. And you know what I'm talking about. Once you are in business, you're the boss. So you have people who come to ask you all kind of questions, expect you to have answer. And if you are in the professional service company like ours, Community CPA, you can imagine that there's some situations and some knowledges that we just don't have. We don't serve people like Elon Musk, and there's a level of knowledge that we just don't have that daily practice experience. And when you are in that kind of a place and you are the owner of it, and what do? You feel lonely. You don't have a place. So what I do is I affiliate myself with many associations. I joined AICPA, I joined Iowa Society of CPA, Minnesota Society of CPA, and California. So all of these, I actually, if I have a question, those people are my fallbacks. And I also have relationship with other, uh, you know, with other firms partners. So we have such a good relationship that I'm not shy with saying that, oh, please help me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Then they will help me. So same when you are in business, if you come to this kind of association, I think you'll find people who are like you, doing the same business as you, or you join your professional associations. Just get into a society, folks. It's very important. So this one is the worth up to $400 on grant. It's an in-kind grant, so they will give you support and things like that. So make sure that you know about this. And then this.com. And this is the one that, oh, I short of a E in that right here in the C right here. So make sure you got a right URL. On the bottom is correct. Okay. So Hello Alice is actually a profit organization. They're not nonprofit, but they are in business of guiding small business. At the same time, they partner with other private organization to come up with grant. So this is with DoorDash. So I want you to go to this URL. You can see that I'm sorry with the HT extra right here, but you know what I mean. You go onto this helloalice.com funding and the grants, and so you will see the DoorDash one. And then the next one is the American Dream Award one. And those are all have due dates, folks. And that's the same alice.com one. And then the third one would be the Stacy's Rise project. So there's three I pull out of helloalice.com, and make sure that you look into that to see whether you qualify for it. This one, the preference is giving to women. Stacy, I suppose, is a lady's name. And to be eligible, the applicants must be a funder or co-funder of a business with annualized sales between 25,000 to a million. So if your sales is over a million, you don't qualify. But if your sales is under 25,000, you don't qualify. So what they're saying is that they want to give you this grant to help you with things that not in the startup phase, but in the uh growing period, right? So people, alice.com knows how to guide the business because they are in that business. So obviously they make money for what they do. They probably even partner with other nonprofit to have other private company to have them support hello alice.com, so come up with opportunity for you. So these three slides are related to helloalice.com. And then this one is actually a restaurant business development program. This is the Feed the Soul Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization developed to aid marginalized professionals in culinary industry. So marginalized professionals, culinary industry is really is to me is like it's no different from scientists. To make things look good and taste good, that's a science. So what they're saying is they think that area is being under marginalized, like people are not making money, and it become a not a elite work or career. So they are doing something to change that. So this is the grant, and the application deadline January 31st, 2024. So I say that if you are in you are in culinary business and you own 51% by a person who identified as marginalized, located in US and in operation 24, you are in business for 2 years prior to apply. So must have more than 4 employees, and use accounting software program actively, be willing to provide 3 years financial statements. You see? So they want to know you. So I have a URL there as well. I'll show you when I finish talking about all of this. Second, service foundation, nonprofit. Foundation is always nonprofit, as you know. And the foundation is like five, instead of 501c3, they're 501c6. So they have a different requirement in terms of deduction, like as a donor. So this one is supports veterans, okay, military spouses, and the Gold Star families. So these are helping them to grow their ideas, to start their business. So you must register for the event and the pitch. Okay, only 2 minutes, but this is where you register for event and the pitch. Okay, so that's where you got. I will lead you to the website. Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, Underwriting Exposed Competition. This one I will lead you to the website as well. $5,000. Actually, we are open for 2024, and this is the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit is actually financially supported by Community CPA together with Wells Fargo. It is a it's going to be a 17 years long endeavor. So underwriting exposed just means that we want to show you how the bank does underwriting. You know how sometimes you go to the banker, you go, oh, I want to get a loan. The banker was so excited and they got everything for you, and you spend a lot of money with your accountant, got everything together. Then you submit. The banker goes, the underwriters actually denied our application. So he doesn't know. It is obviously is the bank operational process. The banker should not understand underwriting process, because if they do, they might help the customer because they have a personal relationship. You never know, they're going to help the customer to cheat the underwriting process, right? That's what the bank internal control works. So the underwriter is actually not even in your area. All they do is to look at your paper. So if the paper is not good, they don't fund you, your banker would come back to say sorry to you. So a lot of our folks would be like, "Oh, I got money, Ying." And they do that because uh, they're stupid. I shouldn't be getting it, but they give that to me. Then again, it is us don't understand underwriting credentials. So with that in mind, we actually make this competition show how underwriters' brain works. So with that, educate our business people, knows exactly what to apply. And obviously, if you want to borrow so much money and do things, you have to understand underwriters. This is why, if you follow the news, the indictment that President Trump has for his business in New York. And obviously they're influencing, when they are doing business, they're influencing underwriters, because the underwriters would buy in what they have and they give the loan. And those are all understanding. It's a business sophistications, folks. It is not just accident. Oh, they just add a couple billion dollars so they got more loan. No, because the Trump family understand underwriting. So with that said, that should be a knowledge for all of us. So we are exposing that for you, and you register, and we select 3 contestants coming on the stage to articulate their business plan, to articulate their future. So we only ask your story, your budget, and your business plan, and mostly 3 pages and no more than that. So you can go on to the website and see what we ask. Really simple, not hard, but we do need you to come in on stage and pitch your business, just like the other one. But they only say 2 minutes. We are 10 minutes, so you need to pitch really thoroughly before the underwriting can make a judgment call. You see what I mean? All right. The next one is Center for Economic Inclusion Vanguard Accelerator. 50,000 in business grants and program scholarship. The fund will make investment of 5,000 each to 10 Latina and Black women-owned business in effortless and simple. So it is specifically for that area. Need to have three or more full-time employees and a minimum of 3 years in business. Current business model, business to business, B2B only. Okay. And so they want your business to be B2B. So that means not retail, and that means not personal service because it's not a B2B. And annual business revenue between 75,000 and 3 million. And depending on the need and scope, grant recipients will also receive access to forgivable loan ranging from 25,000 and 250,000. Very good deal. And just make sure if you are not taking advantage of that, you know someone else qualifies for this in that area, just send that slide over to them, right? Otherwise, how would you know if nobody tell you? All right. The rest of it is actually just us giving you a lot of link because those are the one we are watching to give you the updates so we can, send that to you. But now I'm going to, I have 2 pages on the lookout. So if you want to snip a picture of that. So these are all grants. Like right now they're not open. They don't have anything, but they had it one time. So we're making a list of it. And this is the first page. You can clip it. This is the second page. So now I am going to go to the URL with you. Remember, I promised you that I will show you. We stopped at the California, the local one. So this is the let me see. No, we stop at the 8A program. All right. So I need to find that. That's the last one for the federal government. And this is where you come to. You see, SBA.gov, and you look for 8A Business Development Program, and then they will give you the program overview, the benefit qualification. So this is where I want you to come and to really look to see whether you qualify. So that's why I want to show you the URL. All right. This is the local government. Remember, we had a slides about local government, and California was the only one that we pull out. This is the loan guarantee program is very useful. And I don't want you to look at this goes, well, it's not related to me because you probably just got denied by a bank for a loan and just look into this one. Look into the loan guarantee program. All right. And we were talking about this Alice program. Remember I said that I've been listing this one every time I talk, but I haven't really had anybody come to me tell me that they got the grants for this one. So make sure that you let me know if you did. But this one is has been existed for a long time. So looks like it's still going forward. Then the other one is the Black Business Support Fund. Remember, this is the grants for the Black owned business. So you can come to this website, the business.windstream.com. And it is a privately owned business, but helping their agenda is to helping Black owned business with creation of Black business support funds. So they are supporting the winner to get the free money. So that is what I want to make sure that you know what you are looking at. Oh, in this particular one, actually, it was an in-kind grant to get a free internet. Well, anything helps, folks. So look into that one. Then the next grant we were talking about is this National Association for Self-Employed Growth Fund. So here I talked about affiliating yourself with association, with your trade associations. So this is one way to get to know. You could receive up to 4,000 for your small business through this growth fund program, but you must become a member for 3 months. That's the requirement. So this is the website I'm showing you. Then what about this helloalice.com? This is the one I want to show you. This is the website. Looks like this little bunny running, the blue bunny running to the right. And you have three. We talked about three. The first one is the restaurant. The first one is the restaurant disaster funds, and this is remember this is connected with the with the DoorDash. So when we say about disasters, we're not talking about COVID anymore, folks. It is more like if you got a fire and something happened to you out of your control and need to revitalize the restaurant, and that's where that is. Then we also talked about American Dream Award, these funds, and Stacy Rice Project for mostly for women, remember? So those three are all under Hello Alice. Hello Alice is a profit company. It's not a nonprofit, but what their mission is that to help small business to grow, but making that into a business, they partner with other nonprofit organization. When people has the right mindset and wanting to support others, they do. Just like community CPA, we actually fund IES every year, and to we fund IES every year to make sure that we get we get our good intention, our desire, things that we cannot accomplish in our office to at the place where that nonprofit is operating. So a lot of people who attended Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, they are not our client. They're not our client because they're not there yet to become our client. But our dream is that everyone comes through these helping program will become a big business. When they are a big business, when they suddenly realize, oh, I need accounting help, oh, I need a nonprofit help, I need the audit help. So all of these more sophisticated tax planning, audit services, accounting services, then I hope that they remember in the distance past, there was one time these fortunes and these knowledge they acquired from a nonprofit organization that financially supported by community CPA. So there are company, a lot of private companies have CEOs, people just like myself, and we're not here just looking at our own pocket. We are here to make sure your pocket is full. So with that said, and let's do the next one. So the next one is this Feed Soul Foundation. This is for a restaurant. See, they are a nonprofit organization. That means their job is not to make money. Their job is to make sure that the money they got donated to them is being used properly for you. So what does restaurant business development program include? It include a financial stipend of 10,000, which means cash for you. 2 months of hand-on business education consulting, 1 month of marketing advertising training for culinary business, 3 months of business development consulting based on your identified area of needs. Just amazing. And then look at this application opens October 5th, just opened, right? And it closes at the end of January. So, what are you waiting for? If you are in the culinary business, you really should be looking at this, right? All right. So, military entrepreneurs challenge. This is the one that we were talking about. That is Second Service Foundation. Remember? So this is the nonprofit called Second Service Foundation. They are helping military family, Gold Star winners. Those are the people they want you to start. They want you to start a business if you have a dream. Okay. So that's what they give you. And this is the URL, and make sure you come to the event. Remember, they want you to pitch. They want you to pitch for 2 minutes and to get this is the one of the contestant pitching for the money. And why not? Go on it. Go for it. I mean, I know sometimes public speaking and pitching is really nerve wracking, but I'll tell you this: if you got enough drive, if you got burned with your desires so deeply and so painful, and you would get on stage, you don't care. And only when you have a lot of excuses for yourself, then you will be like, I don't want it. You know, I'm not saying that you are the only one there. I'm laughing at you. No, I actually understand that because I am one of those. I often refer myself as antisocial. I don't really like to socialize, and I felt I'm more comfortable if I'm just like okay myself. But I also know that if I keep on being that way, then my knowledge and then my passion and then my goal and the dream will not become reality. How many people can I meet every day? No, my day filled with appointments, one on one, and then 9 appointment would be the maximum I can do. I will be dead by the end of the night. So I have, during the tax planning season right now, I literally have 9 appointments a day. So I used to be able to remember every appointment promise I made. And at the end of the day, after I finish 9 appointment, I spend another 3 hours to come up with a plan. So I would finish everything like in a day for almost 13, 14 hours work. And with me getting older, I really don't I my energy shifted. It is no longer that kind of physical energy, but it is more of energy that wanting to make it known to you quickly. So right now, if you put me on the stage, talk about entrepreneur challenges, if you put me on the stage and do a pitch so we can do a better job, I'll do it any day, anytime. And so I want you to think of that way as well, to know that you're not on the stage for yourself. If you are successful, other follows your needs. And if you are military family, I respect our military folks. We have two veterans who are working at our firm, and we love them. And they literally have giving their life for the country. Okay. So with that, I think the Second Service Foundation will do a good job rewarding our military startup folks. And so let's see a lot of them to apply. And I hope our channel and helped you to grow. And we know military individuals and do that, and you will be successful. Of course, this is our Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. Did I tell you that we are the sponsor? Yes. Community CPA has been the initiator and the sponsor from 2008. So marking this year and its 16th anniversary, next year will be 17. And we are now facilitating the business proposals for $5,000 loan, but it's giveaway. Is you are getting it like you are getting a loan because we go through underwriting process, right? But you are getting it for free. So apply now for September. Our deadline is September 1, 2024, because we go through applications, we select three. And sometimes we select the three, and one of them will say, "Oh, I cannot come." Then we don't want to. We require all three contestants to be on the stage that day. You can see the background of our meeting is like over 1,000 people. It is a quite an event. And come to Iowa if you have never been to Iowa. It is time for you to come at that time. It is fun to meet the mind, knowing that you know how important that is, just like we do to grow business out of infancy and make them stronger and bigger. All right. So our last one, but not the least, it is this Founders First CDC program for Minneapolis and St. Paul's, remember? And you want to apply for that. I brought you this website. Let me look for that. It is Center for Economic Inclusion Vanguard Accelerators. Okay, accelerator. And you can register for the program. And right in here, it tells you be considered for a one or more opportunities. Look at that. Access to forgivable loan. That's 25,000 to 250,000. What that means is you get the money, but if you can't pay it back and they forgive you. Scholarship, okay, 50,000 in business grants and a program scholarship. That's not a small amount. And remember, we talked about how you would qualify.
And the requirement is that your annual business revenue is between 75,000 to 3 million, and your current business model need to be B2B. That's important. A lot of our small business start at B2 retail, B2 customer. So even community CPA is not B2B, we are B2U. So you are you are the consumer, you are the business owner. So but what they are talking about is more like distributors and manufacturers and things like that. So make sure you qualify and you apply, please. Then this pretty much lines up all the things we were talking about, folks. And I want to give you these grants for small business, and our our information will be on YouTube channel for you. And you know our YouTube channel, right? So we posted right here. If you go on here, you say grant, you type into grant and you say enter, so it will give you all the grants that we have talked about. But you don't need to look at the grants available for your business from the older time because they might expired, but just look for the new one. But we answer some questions here, so I hope that you enjoy our YouTube channel. Become a subscriber, and we have so many videos on there. Subscribe to our channel and give us thumb up when you like it. And I really appreciate you being in this program. And I'll talk to you again, folks. Um, See you next next Tuesday. All right. Bye bye.